Hello, my name is Yuri Echidna, or at least that's the name you're getting for now. This is my first video on Civilization 7. I don't know if it will be the first of many or not, we'll just see how this goes. So for today's glorious video, I'm going to be doing the challenge known as One More Turd. You heard correctly, One More Turd. This challenge got its name from a collaboration between the Discord known as One More Turn, named after the obsessive itch that people get to just keep doing one more turn at 6 AM in the morning after they've been playing all night and they have a test at 8 AM. It's really bad. If you haven't played Civilization 7, maybe don't, because it might interfere with things like having a life. But seeing as you're watching a random stranger play it on YouTube, I think it's already pretty too late for you, to be honest. So that's the first Discord. The other Discord is the Ursa Ryan Discord, otherwise known as Turd, because Ursa Ryan is extremely mature and sensible. So what is this particular challenge? The challenge is playing as Ibn Battuta of the Mauryan Empire, and I'm Australian, so I could probably have butchered those and I would not know. We are to build all 21 wonders in the Antiquity era. This is quite tricky. We're playing it on deity, and deity cheats really badly. And we're playing it as a leader and civilization that is not really that suited to it. Although they do like war, and war is, let's just say war is interesting when it comes to this challenge. So, before I start, I want to explain something about how this game is going to go. This game is basically me versus the pseudo-random number generator. For those of you who don't know, our computers are not quantum computers. Quantum computers, we believe, have truly random outcomes in them. Our computers do not. They have pseudo-random numbers, which means that you give a seed and you call a function, and that function returns an updated seed and a pseudo-random number. And it's called pseudo-random because you get the exact same number if you put the same seed in. And the output seed is also deterministic as well. It's determined by the input seed. This means that if you call the functions in exactly the same chain, you'll get exactly the same sequence of random numbers, and so it's not actually random. Now, to most observers, it will appear random because most people are not so neurotic that they will replay the exact same map with the exact same seed, trying to get exactly a specific outcome that they want. Please don't judge me. I may have done this just a little bit too much. Anyway, let's get started. Oh, and I would like to welcome my three types of audiences. The first in my audience is the one who wants to try and do this challenge themselves, and I welcome you and hope that you'll find this very helpful. If you follow it exactly, then you will indeed complete the challenge. However, a word of warning, I wrote this guide, I figured out this challenge, and this is currently my third attempt of trying to record this video because I keep messing things up. To make it slightly easier, I have chosen 4 different turns that are my waypoints. The first of them is on turn 31, which means I have to get through 31 turns without making any mistakes. You might think, well, why don't you just put autosaves on and load? As I will show you, when you reload, things change. And while we can exploit that, and we do, it doesn't change the fact that unless I want to reload every single turn and try and do it, then it just won't help me. The second thing that is very important is that if you reload, it causes the AI to reevaluate their lives, and sometimes that means they do better. And we really don't want them doing better. They've got enough of an advantage anyway. The second audience member is someone who wants to try and win a game on deity. This is not a typical deity game. This game is me hyper-optimizing the game, and you might even say abusing it a little bit. So, yeah, This will definitely help you win a deity game if you copy it exactly. Honestly, if you go pretty close, you'll get pretty close because I'm going to really optimize it. The third audience member is the type of person who likes to fall asleep by listening to random people play video games on the internet. And I think that this video will be long enough and sufficiently neurotic enough and detail focused enough that it should help you a lot in that regard. Okay, so why did we rename our capital Byzantium? We renamed it Byzantium because we don't want angry bears chasing us, as they are likely to do if you don't rename your capital. Now, I have 3 scouts. I'm going for a triple scout opener because I'm going to exploit my knowledge of the map. Oh wait, I'm just going to get really lucky. And so to distinguish them, I'm going to call this Alice because I'm quantum. From a quantum background, I call my first 3 things Alice, Bob, and Charlie. So this one is Bob, and Charlie is just getting helped along by that goody hut that I've already managed to find really quickly. Charlie has now come to life, and I am continuing to explore. Now, build something. Granary. It doesn't help me. I don't need another scout, I don't need another warrior, I'm going to save production. If you're on a console, I'm sorry, this is something you can't do. Maybe someday you'll be able to play, like the rest of us do, with actual flexible controls, but until such a time, I'm sorry. Now we'll build a brickyard. We were saving production because we want to build the brickyard as soon as possible. It says it'll take 7 turns. That's such a long time. Ooh. But we've just shaved 2 turns off that. That's good. And magically moving into more goodie cups. It's amazing. It's almost like our scouts are magnetically attracted to them. Now we're going to do something unconventional. Normally people go pottery writing to get a quick start to research, which is great to try and get to these 2 texts to unlock these 2 wonders, which are very hard to get to, and deity will often rush them. Alternatively, people will go animal husbandry, then masonry to get more culture really fast because they want to unlock all the wonders in the culture tree. We're not going to do either of those. We are going to go pottery, great, and then we're going to go sailing. This is a very unconventional start, but it works for us. Now, turn 9, this says it'll only take 4 more turns. That's 4 turns too many, so I'm going to buy it and build an Agarika, which is the unique settler. Oh, wildcard attribute points, that's really great. I am going a very heavy influence build, extremely heavy, because I want to capture every single city-state I possibly can. Researching mysticism is the only choice because I want my altar, because it will boost my production really fast. Classical Republic is also the choice because I want culture and I want lots of wonders. Now, this says settler in 6 turns. That's too long, tool making, and that's down to 5. That's much better. Now I'm going to move my scouts around. Ooh, yet another randomly going into a goodie hut. It's almost like I've played this time and time again. No comment there. Okay, now, I met Lafayette in my early attempts. This was a nightmare. If you did not friendly greet him and support lots of endeavors, he would denounce you and go to war and cause you to build a military, which you don't want to do because you want to build infrastructure or wonders. It turns out that if you happen to get extremely lucky, by which I mean you exploit the heck out of the game, then you get him to offer you meet him on turn 11, you support a cultural exchange on turn 12, and for some reason, this is enough that he will actually like you. If you supported a cultural exchange on turn 14, still meeting him on turn 11 with a friendly greet, that's not enough, he'll hate your guts. So, yes, fun. Now, I'm going to wait a little for him. So you see Alice is over here, watering hole. Bob is going to jump into a river, and then he shouldn't know what boats are because we haven't discovered sailing yet, but apparently he does. Alright, and then Charlie is going to stand here. Now it's important that he stands there because the sandstorm will blow in and would hurt him if he was one tile over. Lafayette I don't need to support this because I micro-optimized the game and I know that you'll already like me as long as I supported the first one. So now I can accept to get extra influence. And influence is really, really important in this game. Okay, so where am I going to go? I'd like to go into the ocean, but I can't. I can go further down the river. Okay, I can't. So let's just go along the coast and see what's going on. And I've built my Nagarika. I'm turned 14. And then I'm going to save production because I want to save production for an altar. Now the Boffins here have discovered sailing. They've discovered what deeper boats are here. Bob has encountered a warrior. He doesn't like that warrior, so he will use that newfound knowledge that is instantly teleported from here to here, which took him 14 turns to get to, in order to jump into the sea. Now I'm continuing to explore, beelining some nearby things. Now the Traveller, as a narrative event, there are a few different ones. +1 production in all settlements sounds great, but it's not good enough. This one is definitely what I want. I originally thought I wanted to meet all civilizations because it's culture, but the migrant, well, I already get it because I just built the settler because I optimized the thing so hard. So then I can get here. Now I should be able to click on this button, but Civ 7 is currently in a glitched state because it was shipped before it was perhaps built already. Now I'm going to save production for my altar in 3 more turns. Research right. Shift enter. Yet again. There's a lot of shift entering in this because it's really crazy. Now, Bob, suddenly, he jumped into the sea, enabled by the science, and then he realized, hey, there was a campfire over here. I really should jump on that. After all, it is for science. Then, we are still saving production and moving over to settle our new one, and we've got more negotiation, and I have done it again. So, I almost thought it was my 4th attempt because I thought I looked at my influence and noticed it was so high, and it shouldn't be that high without me befriending this. But it turns out that actually that's just because I got so many goodie hearts, and so it's completely fine. So I had to do it. I almost thought I was going to have to restart the game because if you do anything wrong in this before the waypoint, you have to restart. Otherwise it will change the order of function calls from that pseudo-random number generator I mentioned. Now I want more culture, I'm not building wonders for a long time, despite this being a wonder run. And I'm going to grab more of this science, because science is going to be extremely hard. Now he is surrounded by warriors, so what's he going to do? He's going to hide on the rice. And that means that the warriors don't see him. Amazing. Build, build, and now normally I would assign this cotton to Byzantium, but if I leave it here I get slightly more gold, and it turns out that allows me to convert a city 1 turn earlier, which actually makes a big difference because it changes the sequence of random number generated, and also you get your second city online, you can start building more faster. I want more gold, toolmaking, you can go out, you're done now. Alright, so stone circles, monument to the gods, natural thing. I've been building clay pits and mines and quarries, so this will be good. In fact, how good is it? My altar is already at +5 production. This is actually really helpful. Now I'm going to do discipline because I need to get that. And I'm going up here, well, for no reason at all, apparently. Now, my settler again is magically going to jump into the fog and discover another goodie heart. Now, warrior, you can't catch me, I'm running into the sea. Bye! You're chasing me, but you just can't catch me. So anyway, let's get more production. And then here, my altar says it will take 1 turn, but that means it's only 36 gold to buy, so we'll just buy it to get, because then I can essentially start building things at 5 extra production. And I get a narrative event to get a free warrior. That is great. Now I'm going to jump into the sea and send my warrior down here. Okay, growing onto here in the middle because I'm essentially, this is a great library spot. Not the great library, that's not in Civ 7. And the reason I was going up here is of course to get another goodie hut that I knew about. Now he's sneaking around, going over here for no reason at all, because, you know, I wouldn't be exploiting the movement of randomly generated AI at all for fun and profit. Well, not profit, because I can't monetize this. Okay, culture. Then again, moving across. Now discipline. I have a commander. You can catch up to my warrior. And they're still moving around. Now I'm going to start going east. Again, for no reason, I'm going to move right to this square. And I'm going to invest in pillars of stone because that is... science is essentially our biggest bottleneck in this run. It's the single hardest thing to do. So we're going to take out that option as much as we can. Now it's turn 22 and we've already managed to get pottery and sailing and writing. We're actually doing very well on science. Now we're going to get animal husbandry and we're going to get the masteries. Which will take discipline 2. I don't actually know if the order matters, but on the off chance it does, I don't want to reroll again. Okay, continuing to move around. We're going to just fortify here, move our commander there, and we met Amina. Amina, I really don't like you, and you're going to be gone by turn 64. So that may be a spoiler for a future episode. But, you know, you already know that this game is pretty much predetermined because I'm exploiting it as much as I possibly can. Okay, extra food and gold, that's great. Gold is really important because we want to get a city as soon as we can. Now we're going to build our library, +4, wonderful. Moving our scout around here. And now you would think I would take culture, but I really want that city. I really, really want that city. Now there's a goodie hut here, so we're going to go grab that. And our commander is here, we're going to fortify, and now I'm going to attack this scout. Why am I doing that? Well, I wanted to move the commander there so that I would get experience on my commander because we're really going to need a promoted commander for reasons that will become clear later on in the next video. So, gypsum. That we will assign to the capital because we can't assign it to Thessaly. And it's turn 25. And in my guide, yes, I don't need to reassign. I still need to leave my cotton in. Okay, now my settler is going to move basically down to this place. Now I'm going to rename Thessaly to Camelot. Not for any particular reason other than it's got camels and I'll assign more camels to it later, so it's lots of camels. And discipline mastery. I'm going to go here and I'm going to get mysticism mastery. Now the reason I'm getting masteries is because the city-state will give me an ability to get the one of the cheapest tier of civics that I have unlocked, and I want to basically bump that up to the second tier so that it will give me one of these rather than one of these, because this only takes 4 turns to research. Now here I'm going to go get a migrant. Wonderful. Move across here, attack this scout. Now this migrant I'm going to send to Camelot because if I drop more population there, it will make it cheaper to convert into a city. Now, you'll see I'm trailing in technology, even though this is actually an insanely fast science opener. That's because deity cheats. And I'm always going for influence. Now, I could spend it this turn on C-Tap, but for various reasons, I'm going to send it on another one that I will reveal in just a minute. Now I'm going to found this one, and this one, Simapa, you say? Well, you've got 2 llamas. I've got a Camelot, so now I'm going to have a Llama-lot. No particular reason, I just like that name. Okay, I'm going to shift my llama to my capital because I may as well, and things are currently going pretty swimmingly. So at turn 28, I have a total of 4 technologies. I am not going to support this because I don't need to keep you from denouncing and attacking me because I've again optimized this game. Now, here, I've built, you might think, wow, Eerie, you've built 2 settlers and a brickyard and an altar and a library. Are you going to start building these wonders soon? And to that I say, no. It's just the 21 Wonder Challenge. Why do you think I need to build wonders straight away? Okay, my warrior is going to move right here, my migrant is going to move right here, my commander is going to move right there. no particular reason. Oh, I revealed Uru. Wonderful. It's a lovely place to visit. If you haven't been, well, it might be expensive for you to get there, but it is definitely worth a visit. Now, Scout, magically going to go. Why was I going here? Well, because of course Scout's a goodie out. Just because I'm that good. Okay, so my army commander is going to fortify. My warrior is going to move here. I'm going to go and grab the camels. Because it's Camelot, it should have camels. But I'm actually going to leave them unassigned. Because they give golden happiness when I leave them unassigned, and they don't give anything except extra resource slots, which are really useful, but I don't need extra resource slots, so I'd rather take the golden happiness. I'm going to go here. Oh, there's a warrior, and there's a city-state. Befriend. That's why I was saving the influence. Now, this Charlie is actually a bit of a coward, so he's going to run away straight away. The warrior is going to fortify, and again, I'm just going to keep accepting these. They keep giving me extra influence, which is great. I love influence. Lafayette is actually doing really well for me. It was not so the first time. Now, this is turn 31. This is my first waypoint. You'll see that I have two things. I have a city-state bonus to choose, and I have units to command. You might think that that's all there is to it, but this is my first waypoint. And I chose waypoints because I don't want to have to try and re-click and go through every single turn, time and time again. Well, I mean, I do, but there is a limit to how much I'm willing to do that. So if I reload, what happens is reload,
The path to glory requires the guidance of a steady hand.
Opening, remember, city-state and move units.
Hardy as the Himalayas, become stewards of the world.
Hey, a narrative choice. +1 influence on all settlements or resist unwelcome change. Well, I already have 3 settlements, so this is like 8 turns. And I'm going to get another one, so I'm definitely taking this. But this is yet another example of how things are just... Wait a minute, what's happening? Are you telling me I got 2 narrative events to trigger by reloading? Wow, this is really, really, really wonderful stuff. And with that, I am leaving it for today because I did spend a bit too long. I maybe had one more turn last night, a little bit too late, and that means that I went to bed a little too late and I need to work tomorrow. So I'm going to leave it there. Tomorrow we will go to our next point where we will start to soon. We have 433 gold, so next turn we will actually be able to upgrade this to a city on turn 32. That's actually very early. And my next waypoint will actually see us having an encounter with Amina, which is great because if you've tried this challenge, you don't like Amina because she's very annoying. She builds all the wonders, she gets Imhotep. It's frustrating, she's in Egypt. So with that, I will leave you. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.